Today we'll discuss another new topic, conflict management. In this topic, conflict management, we'll discuss what is conflict, what is the source of conflict, why conflict is created, and what are the different techniques, methods to resolve the conflict, to manage the conflict, and what are the skills required for the conflict. Anything around conflict, we'll understand this topic. It's a very easy topic. You can relate to your day-to-day life, your daily life. Conflict माने कौन? जेकोनसी जिनस रे गोटे मतांतर हेले झगड़ा हेले conflict. Conflict काहे की क्रिएट होची, कौन दरकार तो किमती मैनेज करबा, निडी लोक अच्छे हेडी conflict. हमें जेकोनसी लोक सहित कथाबार्ता करला माने conflict हबा. लोक माने conflict. तेणु केमिति मैनेज करा जीवो, केमिति कौन करा जीवो, we will study in this chapter how to manage the entire conflict. Like any other chapter, we'll understand the meaning first. This is the meaning. The right side, whatever the diagram you are seeing, these are different techniques or methods or different styles to manage conflict, how conflict can be managed. We'll understand all these things. Let's focus on meaning. Conflict management is the use of technique to resolve disagreement or control the level of discord. Conflict resolution technique includes facilitating meetings for the conflicting parties to identify the problem, discuss resolution, and create superordinate goals that requires cooperation from conflicting parties. So, conflict management is the first thing is the disagreement. Opinion differences la kimba kathavattara differences la kimba suggestion differences la, that is, you are not agreeing with me, that means there is a conflict. How we are managing conflict, that is a different. That is written in the next sentence. How we are managing conflict. What are the skills required to manage conflict? The next thing we'll see reasons why conflict arises. Although there are many reasons people disagree, many conflict resolves around. There are few points here: values, personal values, perception, conflicting goals, power dynamics, communication style. तमर ओपिनियन, तमर वैल्यूज, मोर वैल्यूज द डिफरेंसेस. तमे सते मो सते कथार्थ करछ, तमे गोटे सांग, तमे प्योर वेज खाउछ, मो प्योर नॉन वेज खाउछ. तमे वेज सपोर्टर गयो, मो नॉन वेज सपोर्टर गयो. सेट गोटे कॉन्फ्लिक्ट हैला. If we are matured to deal with this properly, then we are managing. Otherwise, what will happen? आम दी जन के झगड़ा आसो, जने वेज रे जने नॉन वेज. कारण कि ना हमर वैल्यू सिस्टम, हमर माने बिलीफ सिस्टम टा डिफरेंट अछि. परसेप्शन, तमे गोटे जिंस भाबुछ, मो गोटे जिंस भाबुछ. We are not thinking, we are not visualizing in the same way. तमर परसेप्शन मोर परसेप्शन अलगा. goals. ତମ ଲାଇଫ ରେ ତମର କିଛି ambition ଅଛି, ମୋର କିଛି ଅଲଗା ambition ଅଛି. Conflicting goals. The party who are into conflict, they have different goals, different target in the life. Power dynamics. Power dynamics is where people are in different position, different power. Suppose you are powerful and I am less powerful. That will create some conflict. Communication style. How you communicate, how I communicate. If there is a difference. Suppose your way of communication is speaking, my way of communication is writing. I am not a good speaker, whereas you are speaking well. Whatever you want to communicate, you communicate through your mouth. So that is a reason to arise conflict. So these are the main reasons. The very important first reason is value system and perception. When there is a difference between two parties, so conflict will arise between the parties if there is a difference in values. When there are so many conflicts, you are suppose managing a big team, there are many people working under you. So there will be a conflict. There will be problem with the people, problem with the product. So how you are managing with the conflict? So what are the tips you need to manage all the dispute, all the conflict? So first thing is you have to spend time to clarify what is the source of the conflict. Conflict का कोड क्लियर है, कोड क्रिएट है, कहाँ पाए क्रिएट है. Maybe there is a wrong perception, wrong information, whatever may be. So you have to find the source of conflict. Conflict का कौन पाए क्रिएट है. Then once you know the source, find a safe and private place to talk. Suppose তুমি ଜଣଙ୍କ ସହିତ କଥାବାର୍ତ୍ତା କରିବାକୁ ଚାହୁଁଛ, maybe one of the party who made the conflict. So you need a proper place to talk where that person is comfortable. It's not that you can talk anywhere, whatever. Maybe that discussion is little privacy required, so that person is not comfortable to speak to you in public. So you need a proper place, private place to talk. Another thing is listen actively and let everyone have their say. Suppose someone is telling why the conflict arises, so you have to listen properly what the person is telling. You can pose your question, but you have to listen very actively, very positively what the person is telling, why the conflict arises. So you have to listen the story. Then you have to investigate the situation. You may have to ask other people, other team or team member. So that means you are investigating to know the fact. Suppose something is happening or happened in the floor. So you have to ask the other people what exactly happened. So if you ask 2, 3 people, maybe you will get the truth. If you listen from one person, maybe that person is not clearly tell whatever happened. So you have to investigate the situation, what exactly happened. Then determine the ways to meet the common goal. So your common goal is to resolve the conflict. So you have to see what is the way you have to resolve. Agree on the best solution and determine the responsibility each party has in the resolution. So when you are done with the information gathering and investigation, then you have to agree with the solution what is proposed and decide who is responsible for what. You have both the party in the conflict solution. So you have to decide the roles and responsibility of each party, and you have to agree with the solution proposed by them. Evaluate how things are going and decide. So this is kind of follow up. You are evaluating and judging how things are going and decide a preventive strategy for the future. So once you are investigating and providing solution and know the conflict source, then you are actually evaluating how things are going and deciding. So that type of conflict, suppose you think you have given a proper solution, you will not get that conflict again. So you have to evaluate, you have to judge whether that mechanism is working well or not. So that is the tips. And in the very first slide, you understood there was a diagram. So what are the different styles in the many, and now we understand what are the styles: accommodative, avoiding, compromising, collaborating, competing. These are the different way to resolve, way to handle the conflict. So the other slide just now we are discussing what are these. When a conflict occurs, so you have to decide or you have to resolve in some way. There are different ways. In some way you can resolve and act on that conflict. And there are different criteria, different factors depending on the conflict. So which one to pick up, we'll read in next slide. But now you understand what are the conflict, what are the different styles. First one is accommodating. Accommodating means you are accommodating. If there is a conflict, you simply accepting. You are going with the conflict. You cannot say no. Suppose କିଛି ଗୋଟେ ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ହେଲା, ତମେ ଗୋଟେ କାମ କରୁଛ, କିଛି ଗୋଟେ ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ହେଲା, ତମ ଦେହ ଖରାପ ହେଇଗଲା. You cannot do anything. You maximum what you can do, you can visit a doctor, you can take medicine, but you have to go with that. You are accommodating that. Avoiding, another type of technique is avoiding. You simply avoid. Sometimes you avoid a conflict. You don't bother. Don't give time towards that. Suppose ତମେ 50 ଲୋକ କାମ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ତମ ପାଖରେ, ତମେ 2 ଲୋକ ଭିତରେ ମାଡ଼ଗୋଳ ଲାଗେ. ମାଡ଼ଗୋଳ ଲାଗିଛି, ପୁଣି କୋଉଥିପାଇଁ ଲାଗିଛି, ଗୋଟେ କୋଉଠି ଛୋଟ କାରଣ ଲାଗିଛି. ତେଣୁ ତମେ ଦେଖିଲା ଏଠି କିଛି ଟାଇମ ୱେଷ୍ଟ କରି କିଛି ଲାଭ ନାହିଁ. You are simply avoiding that one. It is not impacting your productivity. It is not impacting your other workers' productivity. So there are so many criteria where you have to decide which one is better or which conflict. But avoiding means you are simply not paying any attention to that conflict. Compromising, this conflict management style gives you the opportunity to find a middle ground solution for everyone in. Compromising means you are giving a you are solving the problem between those people. So what two people are fighting for some reason. So you are going and compromising. So there is a compromission between these two. So it's kind of resolving or solving the conflict. Collaborating is something beyond that compromising and providing a solution. This conflict management style goes beyond finding the middle ground of or finding a solution that will make everyone happy. Compromising and collaborating is kind of related, but collaborating is a bigger term. Compromising is within that party, you are compromising them. So nothing else impacted for that meeting, for that understanding. Suppose you are a manager of your organization and I work under you. So whenever there is a conflict between me and your manager and the manager. So the conflict is between these two parties, maybe because of leaves, weekend, or maybe because of late coming. Suppose. But the student knows that that person cannot do anything because he is not the legal person, not authorized to do this. This conflict management style goes beyond finding the middle ground to finding the solution that will make everyone happy. In case of collaboration, you are giving a solution and the others are also benefited. So the intensity of the problem is little bigger than in compromising. Compromising means you are only giving a solution between those two parties. Collaboration is you are providing a solution between all the parties and everyone will happy on that. Competing, this conflict management style involves sticking to your argument and rejecting that of others until you get your way. So in case of competing, this particular conflict management style is taking your competitors and rejecting that others. Suppose you have a competitor and you are seeing some communication or some kind of statement which is related to the competition. So the moment you saw that, you have to think a lot. You have to change your approach. You have to compete with the other party because of the content they provided. ତମେ ଗୋଟେ ଜାଗାରେ କାମ କରୁଛ, ମାନେ ତମର କାମକୁ ନେଇକି ତମର advertisement କିମ୍ବା ତାଙ୍କର ଯୋଉ content develop ହେଇଛି, but you are seeing some conflicting statement because you are from an outsider, from a different company, different product. Conflicting management style involves sticking to your argument and rejecting that further until you get your way. So whatever you said, you stick to that. And don't compare with the dates. Whatever you are mentioning, the dates, score. This is one of the style. So, what are the main style? The first one is very popular, accommodating. So, based on the conflict, based on the weightage, based on the nature of product, nature of factory, so you are going to adopt any one of these. Suppose one person is coming late. He is reporting late at work. So it doesn't mean that you have to wait when he is coming late. 29th is the month end. So you have to mark, you have to keep eye on that. Then you can mark a person. You can report to that person. You can escalate, or then if that person is not working, not fulfilling the part, then you may have to discard, you may have to adopt one of the styles. These are the different styles: accommodating, avoiding, compromising, collaborating, and competing. So based on the conflict and nature of the work, nature of the you have to adopt the one of the style. Then one important thing is we understand what are the styles. These are the different styles. Then tips for choosing conflict management. Why, on what basis you will select a style? There are so many styles. And which one is become accommodating or avoiding or resolving, solution providing? So what is the best for that conflict? So there are certain tips, certain rules. So once you understand this, how important are your needs and wants? Tips for choosing a conflict management. प्रथमे तार इम्पोर्टेंस देखो ने what is नष्ट हो जाइए what is suppose तमरा conflict create है how you are deciding whether it's important or not. Suppose गोटे conflict रे तमे किसी address करूना then how important it is in productivity in your client, how important it is financial aspect of the company. So you have to think all what will happen if your needs and wants are met. It means the consequences. They, if suppose that particular goal or needs are achieved, what will happen? If not achieved, what will happen? If achieved, what will happen? How much do you value the other person and people in one? Most of the people are not giving values to the people who are sitting in the back bench or in any class, prayer class, debate class like that. So the do you have the time and energy to address the situation right now? How you hurt to the consequences using the different style? How much value do you place on the issue involved? How much? So these are the different criteria when you are choosing a different style. You have to understand your organization, understand your time, understand your family time, and what are the other things you are doing. So how you are through consequences of using different style. તમે ଗୋଟେ ଷ୍ଟାଇଲ ୟୁଜ କରିବା ପାଇଁ ପ୍ରପୋଜ କରୁଛ ବଟ୍ ସେଟା ମିଳୁନି but this conflict manager is going to create a new style, new idea. Then I will send a mail. Now I will send the mail so you can understand. The answer to these questions can help you decide which style to pick in a particular situation based on what you have learned about the various conflict management tools. Conflict management tool is a different thing. Suppose you must have seen that is a configuration management tool, SharePoint, VBS. But conflict will happen when both the person are trying to save one file in one location at one time. Suppose you are in Bangalore, I am in Delhi, and we both are working in a software. BSS I was working, Microsoft BSS, now it's a different tool. So where you suppose you are going to make some change, you are saving the file. The same time, I will also make some change. In that case, you have to understand, you have to see what is the rule of tips. Tips for choosing a corporate management style. So you should have all this homework ready before you choose how to manage a conflict. Who is the culprit? How important it is? What is the consequence? I will ignore what will happen if I don't ignore what will happen. If I do a mistake or unknowingly doing something, what will happen? So many things are there. Then we'll read the skills part. What are the different skills required in conflict management? We'll take a quick break, then we'll go to the next slide. It is the skill part, and also there are a couple of other slides. You can complete that after the break. Same link we can send.